And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Factorio. Alright, we've got the flight of the bots here. I cleared the entire area of pretty much all of the things and stuff. Trees, rocks, anything and everything that would get in our way. And the next big step, which is getting a major plastic system and all the stuff that goes along with that in place. So, one of the reasons I wanted both plastic and acid over here, for one, we have a decent yield, crude oil yield over here. Two, we have a pretty decent amount of coal right in the vicinity for plastic. And three, we're next to iron, which is going to be used for the acid process for sulfur and sulfuric acid. So that's good. So yeah, lots of needed materials in here, and we're gonna go crazy with the high level. We have oil refinery 4s, chemical plant 4s, as well as all of the ducts from the mod Fluid Must Flow. And I've teased this mod several times, several episodes ago. And what it basically is, okay, your regular pipe has an internal storage of 100. 100 fluid can flow or can be in the pipe. Now, the fluid mechanics in the game have sort of been tweaked and changed over the years. But generally, it treats fluid. Let's see if we take this large storage tank, right? So this storage tank for all corners. This is a Bob's Logistics mod. The all corners are phenomenal. These are great tanks. I love the all corners tanks. But anyway, let's say this is half full. Okay. Well, the pipes then would be half full. So pressure is basically distributed regardless of how much it can contain. So in order to take, if this is half full, it's going to pressurize these to half full. The only way to pressurize these to higher than half full is to drop down a pump. And a pump actively pushes fluid from one place to another, and it will force to pressurize these. Now, even with a pump, this thing says 12,000 a second. Okay, that is a lie. That only pushes 12,000 a second if the pipe that it's feeding into is or can basically push that much fluid. If we set up a system, and let's test this. I'm going to showcase this, right? Do I have a fluid voider? Void. I have my void chest, but I don't have any way to void fluids. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to fill this baby up with fluid. These pumps can do a decent amount of fluid. 2,000, I think 2,000 every second, yeah. All right, so we're going to fill this baby up. Let's do halfway, roughly. So 60 out of 100,000. If we put a pipe in there, you can see water, 60 out of 100. So basically the exact same ratio as this. You would think that this would be completely full because there's 60,000 in here and roughly 100 storage in here. But no, it doesn't work that way. So the pressure is dictated by how much is in each segment. It will distribute it without any pumps. It will distribute it evenly. All right, so there's the 100,000. If we set up this is pushing quite a lot, right? It's pushing quite a lot, but not nearly what we could do. Remember, this thing, if we were pushing all that fluid, this thing, both of these would be running. So that is a non-issue. So what does one of these pumps at 12,000 a second. What can one of these push? Well, from tank to tank, they push roughly, well, 10,000-ish. But now this is full, so that's a thing. So yeah, they get close. But what do they do when they have pipes in the middle? Let's get that full again. How much do they push when you want to use pipes? Roughly 1,800. That is a problem. That is a huge problem. Even if we used undergrounds, okay, which is less space, you're still roughly at about 1,800. I mean, it keeps dropping because this keeps filling, right? Because the more pressure in here, the more it has to work. So when you have a system, trying to push huge amounts of fluid up a line, okay, or the outputs down a line, you are going to be massively bottlenecked by how much fluid you can push in regular old pipes, which is why I added the fluid must flow, because this is a great little mod. And if we look at the straight segments, you can see the storage volume is 200. But when you add more than one of these, so 4 of these combined is 1,600 combined. So figure, guys, you can see 1,600. So 4 produce. It's basically the 200. 200 from here. 2, 4, 6, 8. Now you're sitting at twice the volume, so it's way more efficient to have 4 of these, and this setup actually works really well. So to add and remove fluids from this mod, you use the intakes and the outtakes. I don't know if outtake is that even a word? Outtake? Yeah, maybe. I think it's a word, but I don't think it's really used properly here. Outtake. It's basically the output. So the intake takes regular pipe connections and puts out into the ductwork. The outtake takes from ductwork and puts it into regular pipe. So you have 6 different connections here. So yeah, it can move a lot of fluid. And that's what we're going to use, or try to use, in setups involving oil. And so, yeah, we're going to need some way of process. I'm going to try to process the oil up here-ish. And then we're going to have the acid and the plastic down here. Okay, so the closest I can just zip to iron plate audio warning. All right. We're going to come down here. All the trees have been removed. Glorious trees. All right, so give ourselves a little bit of space. I would like to set up maybe another thing here. So we're going to have oil refinery 4s, chemical plant 4s, regular pipe, underground pipe, ducts, underground ducts, T-junction, bend. We're going to need intakes and outtakes. That's not all of the ducts, but, you know, whatever. Okay, so if we want, look how small this thing looks compared to how much space I have. Do we want to do horizontal? I think we want to do horizontal lines. So if we do this, imagine all of these are pumping up into a system that's going to go over. And I want to leave room for a train system to come in here and drop off oil from around, you know, around the places. You know, some extra amount. All right, so let's get something like that, and we're gonna do 5. Okay. Am I in a logistics range here? I am, so I should get goodies. Yeah. So this is going to be advanced oil processing. Now, the inputs and outputs here, we should be able, with the 5 that we have. Now, I think if you have the full suite of Bob's mods, the reason all these other pipes exist is they do have higher volumes. But for some reason, when you don't have all of his mods, that volume difference doesn't apply. So I don't know why that happens. Now we could... Should we space these out so we could include beacons? Because this is all about the beacons, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So then we have beacons. Well, first, they can hold quite a few. So that's another 60% productivity. And we're going to want two there. With 2 there. Let those build. Okay. I want to try to get a system here that is good for business. I just want some way we can put that in there and just copy and paste the beacons like so. So these should build up. So you can see the crafting speed minus 80%, and this will give us distribution efficiency is half, so that's 50, 100. That's 200% on above that, so that's going to be 120% crafting speed, but 60% productive, which is not bad. All right, so the oil is going to come from a centralized outtake right there, and we're going to have a pump. Ooh, you know what? I need a pump down here. Pump 4s, please. Do I have pump 4s in my requester? I think I do. There they are, pump 4s. Okay. So the next one can come from here and then down to here, and we'll have a couple coming off of that. Because this can pump 72,000 per second. It's a lot. Now, what we want is a way for these to output their products way easier to do with copy and paste. Saves me a huge amount of time trying to do that. Okay, so the outputs, I kind of want to go to the edges. So actually, let's take those away, and we're going to keep that there. And the bots can build that up. So the next set Remember, we don't want to put these close because we want to give ourselves some space. And we could even go even crazier with that. I think, yeah, that's gives ourselves a decent amount of space. The water, that's relatively easy. It's power that's going to be kind of a problem. Actually, that works rather well. There, there, there. That even gets all of that in power. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. So that's a massively beacon system. The throughput on these pipes, we are going to require these intakes for each one of these products. Yeah, we're going to go down with this. So if we copy all of that, do those line up? Oh my goodness gracious, those line up perfectly. Oh, but yeah, that I can't do it that way because the pipes line up. And I could, if I really wanted to be crazy with it, I could bring these up one. If I put these up one, okay, and then I copy it, when they match up, we should get a space. Now the problem is they don't line up perfectly. So we would have to offset this one and then this one. Ooh, that. Ooh. That troubles me. That does not fit anywhere else in here. So let's maybe space these out one more. Ooh, that does not work at all. So, because this lines up with that, but this is trouble. As would this one. This one is also trouble. Because these are offset, so I don't think I can do that elegantly. Unfortunately. Darn. I was really hoping to be able to tile this and make it look all snazzy. But we can't. So why even bother? Yeah, and I know it's grabbing a bunch of modules from my inventory because I'm exceeding the limit that I put in there. I much prefer beacons that can hit, you know, more than one machine. These beacons that hit one machine are kind of tough. Okay, so with that in mind, we're going to have to space this out even more, which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. Would be nice to be able to line those up. But if we... man, it's so close from being tileable. without being offset. It's that heavy oil that really messes me up. But anyway, let's go on. We're gonna need some space for water. We don't need to be super cramped. So water, pretty straightforward, I think. We're gonna want one there and one there. So we're gonna want one there and one there. Plenty of water to go around. Now the output from this one is gonna have to come in right here. So this is gonna have to move. Like that. Okay. Still the same number. Still the same number of things, but alright, so that takes care of that one. So let's figure out the output now. We're going to want another branch coming out here. I know there's overlap, but it works out a little bit better if we have a little overlap. So intakes, remember, we're going to want plenty of throughput on this. So there's one. That's for the petroleum gas. Okay, we're going to want one for light oil. We're going to want one for heavy oil. Whoa, that was a big pipe. So heavy oil, light oil, petroleum gas. This one is going to be, oh, let's see. Those are going to have to be in line. I just realized that in order to be tileable, intake. So one there. One there. That lines up with, and then heavy oil is going to have to be out here a ways. To be on the other side of those. And then we're going to have T-junctions. Like so. Then we can hook these up. Like so. And we could even make sure these are maximum throughput. Like so. So one of the reasons why I wanted power out here. So, oh Lord. Minimum distance. Minimum distance. Yeah, does it bother anybody else that that's like that? There we go. How about that? Little more straightforward. Now the undergrounds. The undergrounds basically are two. You can see it's two lines, which is fine. I'm fine with that. And I just realized. Oh my goodness gracious! This is not. Okay, that's. There, how this fifth time's the charm. You know, as I always say, fifth time's the charm. Okay. Goodness gracious. Crazy. So, that takes care of a huge amount of throughput. We could use the valves, the non-return ducts. So you can see the little arrow on that. Okay. That is a non-return valve, which means pressurization goes only in one direction. And I think we're going to want that. Like that. Okay. So that will keep the system pushing down the line rather than trying to back stuff back into it. Now I think we are ready to copy and paste. Yay. Okay. Whew. And then we're going to want one of these whole systems. Another one down here. Now, can we flip? Ah, the blueprint can't be flipped. Ah, darn. I don't know what controls that, but I really wish it could have been. We're going to cancel that, and we're going to go, you come down to here. You are going to be pressurized to the max. Like so. So that one will go over to here and pressurize it from there. So what I want to do is I want to build an exact system in here. I think if I just copy maybe this. Can I flip this? No, I can't flip that either. What possibly could I flip? Maybe just these? Nope. How about just these? That can't be... Wow. I wonder why that can't be flipped. That's really strange. Let's go over a little ways. I want to give myself some space here. Always give yourself more space than you think you're going to need. Like that. This is weird that I couldn't... Let's grab like this. That was very strange that I couldn't flip that. I guess it's... Some of these are really weirdly offset, so maybe that's the issue. But it'll be easy enough. That lines up with that. Water, that's a non-issue. For copying and pasting purposes, let's do that. We're going to want an extra one here and here. I think that's pretty, yeah, pretty universal down the line. Believe it or not, these you can even put like speed modules in here. Okay, I think we may be able to work with that. Let's make sure we have modules in everything. All right, I think that basic thing can be copied and pasted. So 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I bet you this really can't be flipped. Yeah. Unfortunately. Maybe the feature has to be inherited by mods in order for mods to use it. So these are superfluous. These, since this is the beginning of the stack, we can just use bends like that. And then when I need to copy, I can go down there and copy. So you and you get a thing. So now it's just a matter of setting these up. So we need a pump. think I set this to be the top. No, at the bottom. Okay. And then one of these. And then a limiter. And a thing and a thing. So now this one goes there. So I can copy this. Are these that? Yeah, these are that separated. Okay. There we go. And then the power. So I almost forgot. There. There and there. There. Okay. I'm trying to get this so I can copy and paste it. And that will give us a huge amount of production. We don't need these. I think that's good. We can copy and paste that. Let's line these up. However I line them up, right in here. So there's 1, and 2. Well, I have enough space. Should be able to offset those a little bit. That one. I guess that wouldn't hurt. But we could do one better. Outtake. Intake. Outtake. Just like that. And then this can go right over to that. There. Look at that. We have ourselves a serious amount of potential oil production. This might not seem like a lot, but holy Moses, this is going to be an immense amount. Now, I'm going to leave a plenty of room. If we close that. So this setup here, we can double that right over here. I can basically copy this whole thing and move it right over to here and double the amount of production that we have. But, you know, this is a good start, and I want to see how much we're actually able to make with this. Hint, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be an enormous amount of production. All right. Well, that is going to have to do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.